Overworld. Overworld is Minecraft's primary dimension. This is where every player spawns when they first start playing the game. This dimension has the most biomes, blocks, and mobs, and also the place where you will spend the most of their time. And as you already know, it has a lot of biomes, like forest, that is full with trees you can chop down to make the basic tools, taiga, where you can find sweet berry bushes, and also foxes, jungle, which is a unique biome that is full with tall trees, bamboos, and also pandas, desert, where you can find desert temples that have a secret 4 chests, and also a surprise if you are not careful enough, and many other but. All of them I've already explained in the other video, make sure to watch it if you haven't already, and also it has natural structures, above ground ones like Igloo, that also has an underground section of the building where you can cure a zombie villager to a normal villager, and with that also get the achievement when doing it. Desert Temple, that I've already explained before. Jungle Pyramid, this one is the same as the desert one, just in jungle, and there is a secret room in it where you can find 2 chests. The first one is just down the stairs, but if you don't avoid getting shot by arrow, you could get yourself in a pretty dangerous situation. Swamp Hut, this one is a home of a witch and its black cat. It doesn't have anything more. Pillager Outpost, a home to pillagers. Be careful when approaching as they won't be waiting with a warm welcome. As well as underground ones like Ancient City, a big structure underground that spawns a big monster also named Warden, and like pillagers, he is not willing to give you a warm hug at the door. Mineshaft, this is just a, what the names tells, found in caves full with rails and minecarts that are full with loot. Stronghold is if you want to travel to the other dimension, to which we will talk about later. Buried Treasure. This one can be found buried under the sand on beach. To know where exactly, you will need to find a destroyed shipwreck, and in one of the chests you will find a map that will guide you to it. And with the new update, we also got trial chambers. Every single world has its own seed that is randomly generated, but some players use specific to make the world as they like. Many mobs spawn there, such as passive like cat, wolf, chicken, pig, cow, and also hostile ones like zombie, creeper, stray, slime, enderman, and of course many more. Its limits are all the way down to -64 and to build limits up to 320. The world border is located by default XZ coordinations plus -29,999, so 984, where there is an invisible wall that stops you from going past. I mean, you can teleport through it, but naturally you can't. Many blocks are also created in the overworld. Of course not all, but most of them all. We can find more common ones like grass, stone, wood, and also more rare ones like diamonds, emeralds, and other rare ores that you can check in the other video. In different biomes, we have different blocks, even more unique ones, like packed ice in frozen biomes or mushroom blocks on Mushroom Island. We also have different weather in the overworld. We have clear weather, which is the one that is mostly active in the game. It's a sunny weather with some clouds. Then we have rain. It's nothing special, just like that. There is no sun anymore and it's raining. But if you are in the snowy biome, then you won't experience rain, but instead, it will start snowing. Rain can also put out any fires and stop campfires from burning. But if it's snowing, ground snow will slowly increase layer by layer. And then the last one we have is thunder. That is the same as the rain one, but now it's lightning from the sky too. If you ever come across a skeleton horse, do not approach him, or else 4 new skeleton horses with skeletons will spawn, with bows and helmets, so when the sun starts shining, they won't burn. The Nether. While the overworld is full of sun, grass, oceans, etc., the Nether, it's the opposite thing. Full of fire, lava, hostile mobs, and everything that is dangerous and would want to kill you. To enter Nether, you need to build a portal, so you will need at least 10 obsidian. To get obsidian, you need to pour water all over the lava lake, and a diamond pickaxe. If not, you won't get the obsidian. Once you are in the Nether, you will spawn at different locations. It's also good to mention that 1 block in the Nether is 8 blocks in the overworld, so if you're looking for something far away, like a woodland mansion, or maybe you want to travel pandas to your home, it's a good way to travel way faster. The Nether does not have a daylight cycle, also you can't place any water on the ground. But you can place a bed. I don't recommend sleeping in the Nether because you could end up sleeping forever. As in Overworld, we also have different biomes in the Nether. We have Nether Wastes, which is the most common biome in the Nether. It's filled with netherrack and glowstone. Ghasts, zombified piglins, magma cubes, striders, piglins, and the Enderman can be spawned there. Crimson Forest is filled with red trees, often generated with weeping vines hanging from them and shroom lights that light up the place. Hoglins, piglins, zombified piglins, and striders can spawn in this biome. Warped Forest, it's the same as Crimson Forest, just in color blue. It has twisting vines growing on the tree. Endermen and strides are the only mobs that can spawn in this biome. Soul Sand Valley. This biome is full of soul sand, basalt, and soul soil. Also, nether fossils in many different shapes and sizes can spawn, as well as nether fortress and bastion remnants. Basalt Deltas is a gray biome. The ground is made of basalt and blackstone block, with small patches of netherrack and many small pools of lava. You will encounter many magma cubes here, and that's why this is a perfect place to farm magma cream. Besides the biomes, we also have different structures all over the nether, like Nether Fortress, which is important if you want to go to the third dimension, / the end, or beat the game. Nether Fossil has 14 different designs. It is just a bone block, and it's primarily used for design, or if you want to convert it to bones and then to bone meals. Bastion Remnant, where you can find a lot of gold and loot chests, can be generated in 4 different ways. Ruined Portal is just the nether portal that has 1 or 2 chests with loot. And of course, the mobs that can only spawn in the nether: Blaze, Chicken Jockey, Enderman, Ghast, Hoglin, Hoglin Jockey, Magma Cube, Piglin, Piglin Brute, Skeleton, Strider, Strider Jockey, Wither Skeleton, and Zombified Piglin. The nether's limit is 256 blocks, but at block 128, you will meet with a bedrock that you can only go through with an ender pearl. Otherwise, you can't get through it without cheating. Before going up, make sure you know how to get down, or else you will stay there forever. On the top roof, there is absolutely nothing special, just a flat line of bedrock. But it's important as many farms can and must be built on the nether's roof. In the nether, there are also terrain features. Currently, we only have 5 terrain features, and those are: Lava Sea, which is what you see most of the time, generates at and below level 31 in all nether biomes. Striders can be found walking on it. A glowstone blob is just many glowstone blocks in a group hanging from the ceiling of the nether in, again, all biomes. Basalt pillars it generates in Soul Sand Valley biomes and on the lava seas. Delta, this is many sheets of constrained lava and also some magma blocks that can be found, you won't believe, in basalt deltas. The last one is Hidden Lava, which is just a single block of lava in the middle of blocks. It's dangerous if you are mining straight down or up. If not, you don't have to worry about it too much, and this one can also spawn in all nether biomes. The End. The End is the third and last dimension that is in Minecraft. This one is especially important if you want to beat the game fully, and also has many other useful stuff that you might like. So to get to the end, like I've said before, you need to find a stronghold and enter the portal. Once you do, you will spawn in the end, and then there is no going back from this point. You will probably spawn in a small 5x5 square platform filled with obsidian. So what is the point of this dimension? Well, there you will find an ender dragon and many endermas, but the main point is the ender dragon. Now, if you want to get back to your home, you need to beat the dragon. If not, you will be stuck here for a while or until you die. So I hope you've geared up. The end is made out of endstone, with large pillars made of obsidian with an end crystal at the top of them that is protected with iron barriers. If you want to defeat the dragon, you will need to destroy all the crystals, because it's constantly healing him. As in Overworld and Nether, we also have biomes in the end. To be honest, even I didn't know that. The first one is, of course, the End is a biome that is used to generate the end dimension. The only mob is Enderman that spawns there, of course, if you don't count the Ender Dragon. Small End Islands is another end biome, which is just small islands made with endstone, just like the name says. And again, the Endermen can spawn there. End Midlands is a biome that generates as a part of the outer islands of the End. Endermen can spawn there, but nothing too special about it. Then we have End Highlands, which is also a part of the outer islands of the End, and it's the only biome that chorus trees naturally generate. Also, End Cities can generate here as well. The last one, which is End Barrens, this biome is just as part of the outer islands of the End as the other two, with steep cliffs below the edge, and neither End Cities nor chorus trees can be generated here. Now let's move to generated structures. First, we have Central Island, which is a large asteroid-like island full of endstone, floating in the void. More islands can spawn, but only at a distance of 1,000 blocks away. The outer islands are found 1,000 blocks away from the central island. They vary in size from large islands to small ones, and they can generate structures such as end cities, end ships, and chorus trees. End spikes, also known as obsidian pillars, are those big structures we've talked about before that heal the ender dragon with the crystal on them. The end platform is also the one I've already talked about. It's a 5x5 square of obsidian that generates once the player comes to the end. Exit portal, this one is pretty important if you ever want to see your dog again. It only activates when the ender dragon is defeated. If not, then you don't have a safe way to get home. End gateway is a structure generated in the end, again, after defeating the ender dragon, and with those you have quick access to the outer end islands. End city is again a pretty important one. It's a skyscraper-like structure that can be found on the outer islands, but is guarded by shulkers, but it holds exclusive loot. Then we have End Ship. It's a floating structure that can be generated with end cities, but not always, and this is the only place where you can find Elytra and the Dragon Head. The last one is the Chorus Tree, which those are tall, coral-like block that is made out of chorus plants and chorus fruit. If you break one part, all of them break, just like bamboo or sugarcane. The mobs that can spawn there naturally are Ender Dragon, Enderman, and Shulker. Many achievements can be achieved here, like Great View from Up Here, when you fly more than 50 blocks from the Shulker attack. The End, when you first enter the End exit portal. The End, again, when you respawn the Ender Dragon. And also advancements like Free the End when you kill the Ender Dragon, Remote Getaway when you enter an End gateway. Sky's the limit when you have a pair of Elytra in your inventory. The End is the last and most difficult dimension that exists in Minecraft.